Hello everybody. This is again a video which is compiled of two sessions in which we do the final assembly of the flaps. This is after priming all the parts of the flaps. Again, the priming, I didn't make a video of it because it's hard. I've got a very small paint cell, so that won't work. So this is assembling the prime parts, of which I already drilled in a previous video. And first start with riveting the outside ribs to the spar. This video is quite long, and again I do it in parallel, so I take the left and the right spar, flaps, and do them in parallel. So every time do left, right. This way I get a pretty consistent build. So actually there's not really a rear spar in the flap. As you can see, it's the bottom skin which is bent up, which makes a kind of a very minimalistic rear spar. Also, the flaps are not really closed. So on the front side there is this bent skin, but it's actually not really coming together with the bottom skin. Apparently it's always staying in, part is always staying inside the wing, you could say. Again, here you can see that I numbered all the parts, and this way I know where they should go. Here you have to, I was looking at how to make the bottom skin stick to the top skin, because it was rather puzzling to me. You cannot actually rivet the side ribs, so the most inboard and most outboard rib. So you only have to, let's say, do some spacers and some doublers on those ribs, but the ribs itself should not be clickoed yet to the riveted yet to the main spar, the front spar. That's because if you would do that, there is no, let's say, no room for you to rivet the other ribs. So the main spar, the front spar, is almost the last thing you put into the flap. So you can rivet everything, and the last thing you do is rivet the spar and then the inboard and outboard ribs. Again, I try to use the squeezer as much as possible. Besides the doubler, there's also a nut plate in there, which will attach the actuator for actually setting the flaps. See, I removed the ribs at the end, so when I've got all the doublers in there, I remove the ribs, and then the spar is empty again. I was actually doing some stuff to the pita tube, because I did some stuff with resin, and it had to dry, so I was distracted by that. Trying to get it as smooth as possible. I'm really happy about the pita tube, by the way. I mean, it's different from the standard. The standard is just a tube, a bent aluminum tube, but I really like this Dynon Pito tube / angle of attack tube. I also had some small rivets at the end of the wing, so crossing it off. Okay, next session is actually the last session, riveting everything together. My dad had some time to help me again. That's always nice if you work with two persons, especially for the riveting part. It makes it much easier. So most of the time my dad mans the rivet gun and I do the bucking part. Here you can see the top skin and it's already attached to the bottom skin. And now we're doing all the ribs. You can almost rivet everything, but as you can see here, the very narrow ones, yeah, you need to do them with the pop rivets, because there's really no room getting in there with normal rivets. I use the light mostly to check if the rivets are set correctly. Here you can see that I put in the front spar, and so this is the last part. If you have riveted the skin to all the ribs, then you need to do the front spar. The front spar needs to be pop riveted to the ribs, as you can see. So on the front side you pop rivet into the ribs. There's no way, of course, you can get in there with a bucking bar. Maybe with a very special one, maybe you could do it, but actually the plan said just use the pop rivet. Even with the pop rivet it's even hard, because of the bent top skin. It's even hard to get your rivet gun, the pop rivet pliers in there. The good thing is that the front spar is bent outward, so riveting it to the skins is actually easy, because you can just use normal rivets. And that's what we're doing right here. We do this twice, of course. Again, I do it in parallel. So this is the other one, and we do the same process. So first riveting the top skin to the bottom skin, the back side. You can nearly get in there, but it is possible. And after that, after having the riveted together the skins, you can start putting in the ribs. So the ribs are already set to one, but now you also have to click them to the other, because you can now close it up. You need space to clicko the top skin to the bottom skin, so you cannot first clicko or rivet all the spars. That's impossible. Okay, inside outside, ribs in there. And then last we can put the main spar again in there. Here you can see the main spar is still not in there. Now we put the main spar in. Again, pop rivet the main spar to the ribs. I was looking into my the time I spent off on the plane, and it looks like I don't spend enough time, which means I'm behind schedule. To say if I take it that it would take 2,500 hours to build an RV-7. There is no way I can make that in 5 years, because my plan is to do it in 5 years. However, I think I'm forgetting the time that my dad helps me. Of course, it's not twice. I mean, it's not going into half. But actually, I think it's quite a considerable amount of work. I mean, a lot of times he's able to help me, and I think that actually adds up. So I guess I'm not going to spend 2,500 hours, which makes my plan a little less clear. I mean, I'm not sure how much time I will spend on this. We'll see. Maybe I can do it in 2,000 or even in 1,500 hours, I'm not sure. There's a piano hinge connecting the flap to the wing, and here I'm riveting the piano hinge together with the main spar to the bottom part of the wing. It's always a little dangerous because I didn't fit it the whole construction together to the wing. But actually, if you take the piano hinge and you attach it in such a way that the holes, the drill holes, are in the middle of the piano hinge, then actually it goes quite well. I mean, it's almost a perfect fit. And once you attach the flaps to the wings, which I will do in the next video, let's say the small deviations, you can solve it there. So you don't have to actually fit the flap to the wing while installing the piano hinge on the flap side. That's what I'm trying to say. Right. Well, closing up. That was it. Flaps are done. Next, what we need to do is attaching the flaps to the wings. We'll do that in a separate session a little bit later, because just after we finished up this, I received the fuselage kit, which I have to do an inventory of. So that's nice. Right, continuing building my pie in the sky.